Hello everyone, good morning. I hope your day's off to a good start, or whenever you're watching this, I hope you're having a good day. And with this video, I was thinking ahead to Thanksgiving a little bit, and I was thinking about, oh, you know, special occasion makeup. You want to look nice, but maybe you've also got like 3 casseroles to make, or maybe you're making a pie, or you're figuring out your turkey situation, or you're just cleaning, you're getting your kids together. There's so many other factors coming into your day. And so I thought, what about a simple makeup look? A simple drugstore makeup look, minimal products used, but still make it special occasion, you know? That's my goal in this video. Step 1, I've already done my skincare. Step 2, I've put in the hot rollers, which are like the easiest set it and forget it thing. I feel like I've been watching some TikTok lately and I see people get on there like, I just got these new hot rollers, let's see how they go. And I'm like, of course they're gonna go. And then they take them out and they're like, wow, you know, it's a perfect thing to demo on TikTok because you get that instant gratification. Problem is, sad to say, a lot of those drugstore hot rollers, if your hair is stick straight and resistant like mine, that gentle wave is going to go away in a short amount of time. But the T3s, baby, the T3 1-inch, that's my jam. Worth it. Luxury product that's worth it. And you should see under my bathroom sink how many different hot roller sets I have tried. Okay, so like I said, my skin is already prepped. We're gonna go all drugstore in this video because I just want to keep it accessible and approachable. And you know, if you wanted to run out and grab one of these things, you could easily run to your local Walmart or Walgreens and do so. Okay, so I'm using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in soft beige. This is the matte version. There is also a dewy version. And I do like both, honestly, but I feel like this one probably just wears on me a little better, appears to have a little better coverage. So use this little spatula guy. And this is also one of the cheapest foundations in the drugstore. So I just kind of frost the cake with that spatula, so to speak, until nothing else comes off. And then I'm going to use my beauty blender to get this all in. You can see it's beautiful, beautiful coverage. I swear, this looks so pretty on the skin. So even, good staying power, even coverage. No, it doesn't smell amazing, but you only notice that while you got your bottle open and you're putting it on your face, and then beyond that, that goes away. Okay, so beautiful even coverage. It does not look thick and cakey, but yeah, as compared to the dewy one, this one does look more matte. Wet n Wild, baby. Nice and easy. Okay, then we're just gonna put on a concealer. Nothing intimidating here. We're just gonna use, I've been reaching for the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Hydrating version lately in light peach. Just gives a little more moisture to that under eye area. I do a dot on my innermost cavern, one a little lower, and then we go out here just a little bit for some brightened lift. And then I kind of think about, oh, well, I'd like to be bright there, and I'd like to cover up the redness there, and boom. Chin gets a little just for fun. And then we're just gonna take our beauty blender. And I kind of think about dispersing the concealer a little bit and then kind of coming back to that and really getting in there and blending. And if you don't want to use a beauty blender, there are, you know, drugstore options. We've successfully used Real Techniques sponge. Actually, one of the closest things to a beauty blender that I have really enjoyed is the sponge from e.l.f. It's kind of cut like a Real Techniques sponge, but it's got more that beauty blender actual texture to it. That would be the closest thing. And also I'm keeping in mind with this, let's not have to touch up a bunch of times, you know? Let's really not touch up at all. Let's let this stay all day. We need products that will really hang in there for us. So get it blended in nicely and evenly. Don't use too much product. That will actually end up being your friend in terms of staying power. I know sometimes it's a little counterintuitive because you're thinking, well, I want this to last a long time. I'm gonna really put on a lot of concealer. But then it can wear in such a way that it doesn't look good and you don't get that fresh looking wear all day. That's what we want, is the fresh wear, okay? So foundation, concealer, and powder. The big 3 complexion steps. I'm using Rimmel Stay Matte in Sandstorm because this is great for giving you just the right amount of setting powder, okay? And we're not fussing with loose powder today. We're just gonna set our T-zone. So if you've ever heard me say T-zone and you don't even know what that is, that's T right here. So forehead, nose, chin. Areas where people commonly get a little bit oily. And what this is going to do is really enhance the staying power. It's going to make you look more matte first off, but then throughout the day I feel like this enhances the staying power of everything you've done. So we're dabbing a little on the under eye. Beautiful thing about this powder, I've said it before, I'll say it again, you don't pick up too much on your brush out of this product. It's a true pressed powder, whereas there are a lot of pressed powders these days that verge more on powder foundation. They're super soft, they're super pigmented. You put your brush in just barely, you've picked up, you know, a full face worth on that one brush stroke. And this is much lighter, but it does exactly what you want to do in terms of setting, okay? So you'll notice for my skin, I don't feel like I need to set over every square inch of my face, but I will definitely very deliberately get the T-zone and the under eye. Next, something you might want to think about is, do I have an all-in-one palette? Because that really simplifies so much. I think about my Needs palette. I used that somewhat recently in a video, kind of a glamorous look, my 90s supermodel look. So if you'd like to see how that goes on, just scroll back a bit in my videos and find that. I'll link below. Another option is this one from Milani, which I've seen at Walmart. It's the Volume 110 Light to Medium All-Inclusive Face Palette. So here you're going to have bronzer, blush, highlight, and some eyeshadows, and a mirror as well. I've reviewed this one. They also have the darker tone as well, which I've tried. The bronzer in here, well, it may not be my most favorite bronzer, but actually it's looking a little better on me when my skin is bit lighter like this. You know, I don't really have much of a tan going on. So just dipping in really pigmented stuff in this palette and just bronze up the forehead a bit. Feel a little cheekbone contour action. Soft and subtle, this palette. If you want richer tones, go for the deeper. And I can use every part of the deeper one, FYI, except the highlight isn't quite as good on me because it's just a little bit more golden. But something I like about the powders in here is that while they are pigmented and a little goes a long way, they're very easy to blend across the skin. See how they just kind of blur in all over? No harsh edges anywhere. And I am a huge sucker for the blushes in here. I love them so much. So we have like a matte blush and a shimmer blush. The shimmer blush does really show as well. I'm going to go into the matte one first, just get a little bit. And we're gonna come to life. Yes. And they're pigmented, and this will last on your skin. I love that about these Milani blushes. Okay, beautiful blushes on. Look at that gorgeous tone. Let's do a little bit of the glowy blush as well, just to add. Even if you use this on your own, I promise you that packs a punch. Even though it looks like, is that just going to be like highlighter? No, it really does show up. Okay, so we got that. Let's pop on a little highlight. See how easy it is when you're just bouncing within one palette? It's so quick because we're not digging for other things, and it's all very handy. We're not wondering about color schemes going together. We're just working with what is coming out of one palette. This is just the highlight, my friends. So we've gotten it on top of our cheeks. Gorgeous glow. Nice and simple and easy. We're going to set this aside for a minute, and I'm going to do a quick brow with the bestest little brow friend here, the Brow Fast Sculpt from Maybelline. Medium brown is the shade. You've got a brush that has longer bristles down one side, shorter bristles on the other. The short bristle side carries more product. So you can use that side to deposit some, and then you can use your other side, the longer bristles that don't carry as much product, to just kind of pull it through. And yeah, this is my first step. Sometimes you see me pulling this out to set what I've done with a pencil or some other texture of brow product, but this, you can use it for everything too, really quickly as well. And you can just feel it, like in the amount of pressure you're applying to your brow. You can feel more product coming on. You can feel a lighter application if you just use a lighter hand. And just best hold in the business, you know, best hold. And I can't get over how long this tube has lasted me. I use this stuff all the dang time. Then Milani Eyeshadow Primer. I know I said minimal products, and we're still working with pretty much, when it's all said and done, just 10 or 11 products with the whole look. But yeah, your eyeshadow primer really needs to be one of them if you want to not be wasting your time doing eyeshadow. I mean, if you want that eyeshadow to really wear for you well, you gotta prime. It's so worth having, and you'll have a tube of it forever. Well, not quite forever, but for a lot longer than you think you would, because it only takes a little bit. If you're burning through tubes of Milani eyeshadow primer, you're using too much. Because too much can have the opposite effect. Too much of a creamy product there on your eyes can be more than the eyes can work with, you know, and you'll have creasing actually. Okay, so back to this palette. You'll recall we have 3 eyeshadows here. Really anything here can be an eyeshadow if we want it to be. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my flat brush in with the shadow shade. It's the shade labeled. Oh, they're all labeled shadow. I'm just gonna dab that on the outer part of my lid, and then I'm gonna flip my brush and make sure I'm getting that applied to my crease also. Because this is kind of like, it's not a super dark shade, but it might be a little darker, honestly, than some things I would at first just go to my crease with. So I'm choosing to really just get it right where I want it, and then we'll blend. Okay, so there's that. And with this look, I'm telling you now, we are gonna pop on one of the most beautiful drugstore lashes that exists. Yeah, and I still consider it a simple look. We're using real basic techniques, basic products. So I've gotten all that on there, and then I'm gonna reach for my crease brush, nothing added to it, and just blend over that. And then maybe we blend above that with this shade, this top kind of peachy looking color here, and have kind of a transition type deal up in here. Nice and easy. And then you can go in, and if you want to add a little more darkness, you'll just pop right in. This palette gives kind of a warm look, and as I said in my original review of this, I think it would be great if they kept this format and put out like just different color varieties as the months go by. You know, do a cool one, do a more like certain color theme one. Don't you think that would be really cool if they did that? Then for the pop on the lid, I'm going to use this shade right in the middle. It's got like a little bit of a pinkiness to it, a little bit of golden quality, and definitely some shimmer. And we are dabbing that all over our inner lid space. Okay, then guys, you can take the same brush, go into the highlight, and just pop that right on the inner corner there. Lovely. Ooh, one other thing I might do is take my shadow color and just go gently on the lower lash line. This is not super dark, but it will give a little definition. Now here's where you could kind of veer off and make some different decisions based on your comfort level, the kind of look you like. If you wanted to skip eyeliner completely and just pop on mascara, that could be beautiful. If you want to do a pencil liner, that's fine too. Whatever liner format you're most comfortable with. One thing that I think is really handy is a liner pen, because if you are not really used to liquid liner yet, getting it in the pen format makes it, I think, even easier than some of the more like inkwell designs as I describe it. So this is NYX Epic Ink, and it's a great little pen, and it gives really solid black color. It has good staying power, and we're going to take this across the lash line, and then I'm going to draw straight out from like the highest point. Not sure what just fell there. And then come up from the corner, and there's our wing. That's what keeps your wing lifted as opposed to droopy. And just look for a moment just how much more definition, how much more like pow the eye has now that we've done this little step. And I would say practice makes perfect, but honestly guys, like I've been doing this a long time and I still mess up often. Don't beat yourself up if you are struggling with this. But I will say practice does make it easier, okay? Practice doesn't make perfect, but it makes it easier. Got my liner on. Now we're gonna do mascara. I'm using my Wet n Wild Big Papa on the top lashes because I realized I had a pretty fresh tube of this that I should probably be using. And then my Maybelline Lash Discovery Waterproof on the lower lashes. I like to use different mascaras in the different places because I feel like I want something that's gonna give me a lot of volume on the top, but on the bottom, I'm really just most concerned with staying power. I just want something that's not gonna smear down below, and so many mascaras do. And I actually have kind of long lower lashes, so they come in contact with my skin pretty easily, and if it's just not a hardcore mascara, they're gonna smudge. So here's the Wet n Wild Big Papa. We're gonna build that up a little bit on the lashes, and then we are going to do a false lash on top of this to add to the special occasion glam. Okay, little mascara up top. We could totally just stay there. Don't do the false lashes if you don't want to. Don't do anything that's going to provide you a lot more stress. I just kind of want to show in this video special occasion makeup doesn't have to equal as expensive makeup, and you can do it with fairly minimal products. Okay, so a little lower lash there. And then one of my favorite false lashes from the drugstore, probably my most favorite, is from Kiss. It's called the My Lash But Better, and the style is so real. I've bought backups of this. Obviously, this is one of them. You can wear them for so many wears. Like, I mean, the only reason why I probably stopped wearing the first pair was just because I lost them or something, because I definitely didn't wear them out. And at the end of this video, guys, I want to show some lip options. I want you to see a certain formula that I love in several totally different colors, and you can kind of see the direction each one takes the look in, you know what I mean? Your choice of lip color can really transform just your overall look. Okay, so just getting them off the packaging here. You got to do that pretty gently. And I am trimming a little bit off the end of these just because they're kind of long left to right. No big whoop, just like one little segment for me. So some lash glue that I love is the Eskeeto Companion Lash Glue, and I always found this on Amazon, and then more recently I hadn't been able to find it, so I'm gonna need to fall in love with a new lash glue, I'm thinking. Because this one has worked so well, and I feel like it's good for if you're prone to being sensitive possibly to a lash adhesive. It just does an amazing job. But whatever the glue is that you're choosing, I suggest going with a wand applicator like this, because it just makes it so much easier to get the minimal amount of glue across that lash band. We don't want big goops. And once it's on there, don't immediately put it on your lash line. You're gonna wait and let this get a little bit tacky, and then you can pop it on. Good time to have some coffee, put on your lip color, whatever. Then I'm just gonna line my fingers up with the center of my eye and lay those puppies down. Make sure you've secured the outer end and the inner part, and boom, they're on. I love that look. I love the thickness, nice length, but not overboard. Just a really beautiful lash to step up your look just in an instant. So here we are with both lashes on, both eyes done, and I love that look. I like how the eyeshadow can be so simple. You pop on that lash and it's just instant glamour. Now, a lip color that I love that is going to be great for getting you through your holiday gatherings without worrying about a lot of touch-ups, without worrying about what's it doing while I'm eating or drinking, the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. And I've got 3 different shades here. One of them I found out about from one of Erica's videos. She's my friend here on YouTube. She talks about loving the shade called Trust Your Gut, and that's a beautiful nude. And then I've got something that's like a deeper neutral called Live on the Edge. I've talked about that one quite a bit. And then Own Your Empire is a really pretty true red. So I'm going to try on each one of these for you, and you can kind of see how that vibes with the whole look, okay? So first off, here is Trust Your Gut. You got a jumbo pencil here, by the way. Sharpener on the end if you want to make your tip more precise, but it's like, these are so easy, and they set for long wear. And they kind of had this feeling of thinning out when they come in contact with your lips. That's kind of hard to explain, but as opposed to being a heavy matte lipstick, they feel thin and kind of comfortable. And it's fun to get a couple of shades and then blend them. But all right, there's the color called Trust Your Gut. Beautiful nude, kind of makes the look overall seem kind of light and delicate. I love that. Next up, we're gonna show Live on the Edge. Richer color, really makes me think fall. Toasty, like deep dusty rose, dusty red. It's not a real pure shade, but I love the depth in it. It's kind of a red mixed with brown, really, to put it simply. So I love that color always. That's a great one to have. Like if you have a nude shade and then you have this, they're fun to kind of pair together, layer up, and get your exact amount of depth that you want. All I really need, guys, is for Maybelline to call me and say, hey, we want to do a little holiday set of Superstay Matte Inks, your choice of shades, you know, pick the combo. And I could do that, and I would throw in a pinky shade probably. Lead the Way is the color that was my gateway into this line. Okay, so here's the red. This is called Own Your Empire. So let's see how we like this. With the red, I'm being a little more careful. I'm almost pretending like I'm lining my lips first and then filling in. Oh, that is so pretty and festive. A red with locked in staying power. gorgeous. I may keep that for the day, y'all. You know, that's staying. But isn't it fun to try that? And you can do that too. You know, look in your lip stash, think, you know, I've got this look coming together. I could go any number of ways with the lip. I'm gonna actually try them on and see how they look. I'm just using like a wet makeup wipe to help me remove that in between try-ons, and you can do that too. We have one more thing to do with this look, and that is add a bit more blush. Always be adding more blush. I'm just gonna go to my matte shade and just kind of let a little more come in here. Now that I see how it's all come together with the eye and the red lip, there is absolutely no reason to hold back on the blush. And I'm adding just a little bit more of my lower lash mascara. You see that top lash get on there and you're like, okay, I could use a little more down here. But this is what I think, when I think special occasion, you know, I want long wear. I want to feel like all the bases are covered, you know, on my face. I've got the brow, I got the lip. The complexion is just how I'd want it to be. I love what that lash brings to the table. But if you can't find this exact one, I think darn near any drugstore is going to give you access to something called wispies. So Ardell makes them, Salon Perfect makes them, Kiss is going to make something that they're calling wispies. And those are a great kind of feathery lash as well, kind of like this. What makes these special, I think, is that there's a lot of thickness in near the lash band, and then it disperses really beautifully as it goes outward. So now the fun part, we get to take out the hot rollers. And I tell you another thing about the false lashes, guys. Sometimes, like if I'm not feeling well, and I'm definitely, as you can hear in my voice, I'm nearly 100% over this cold. Mornings are sometimes a little harder. I feel like I'm clearing my throat more. But sometimes when you're not feeling well, like going a little extra with a lash just makes your whole face feel like, yeah, you know, I'm fine. I'm feeling good. Oh, these are the best hot rollers. So then I'm gonna flip my head over, and I don't really have all my styling stuff up here that I might use, but I'm not real complicated with it anyway. I flip my head over and kind of work into the scalp and take, you know, everything's been so sectioned off. Now we kind of move that all together from the scalp out. Sometimes people just think about, well, I need to loosen up my curls at this point. No, you need to actually get in here and take everything that's been sectioned and work it all together. So that's just a matter of flipping your head over and acting like you're shampooing yourself, okay? Okay, then you start to see that amazing volume, okay? Now I just kind of fix my part a little bit. For like a better staying power look with all this, something I might do is just take my top section, pull it out, tease it lightly, apply a little hairspray around the sides. But this look, y'all, this curl will stay in my hair longer than any other hot roller set will let it stay. So you can see my hair has grown out quite a bit, but these hot rollers pull it up more. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look. I hope it gave you some ideas for ways you can toss together a look that's really pretty quick. You know, we're talking foundation, concealer, powder, some kind of multitasking palette that has lots of steps in one, super easy brow, throw on a lash if you want to, and then think about your lip colors and think about, you know, do I want to go nude? Do I want to go somewhere in the middle or a bright red? Do a try on for yourself. It's really fun, and it just proves to you how drastically your lip color can change your entire look. So thank you again, my friends. I hope you have a great week leading up to Thanksgiving. I am so thankful for you and for having you in my life, and I will talk to you again very soon. I love you. Bye.